Brought to you by patreon.com/inspireddisorder and inspireddisorder.com/ting.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Rona Dayz, episode 30 of the show that will not go away. It's like a case of herpes. It may not always be active, but it's always bubbling down deep. So last week, I did the one chip challenge. So here's my recap of that. It lasted probably about an hour in total. Like, I started feeling better. I mean, it was waves. Like, if you watch the video, you'll see multiple times where I'm like, oh, it's like starting to get better. And then, I'll burp and then it would get worse. So it was like waves of pain. I stopped recording at about 30 minutes in, just over 30 minutes in. And it was just waves of stomach pain off and on for the next, half hour or so. But after about an hour, it kind of went away. I didn't eat anything before. I didn't eat anything after. It was kind of like a suppressant, appetite suppressant in a lot of ways. Just didn't feel, it felt sick, aside from throwing up. Just was a bad stomach ache. And had 45 minutes in, I was starting to get like back spasms. Like, my back was starting to hurt a lot, and so I had to lay down. But yeah, just waves of pain. Nothing too bad. It was painful to go through. The stomach pain was definitely the worst part of it. The heat is whatever. That really wasn't as bad. Like, my mouth, and maybe because the other pain kind of took away, kind of overpowered it, but I was really surprised how little like spiciness was left in my mouth throughout that whole thing. And I didn't have any spicy shits the next morning. I was really kind of concerned. I really didn't eat anything. I had like a small dinner or whatever. But yeah, no spicy shits at all, which was kind of amazing. But my first piss that I took after eating it was really hot. It was a really hot piss. So I don't know if the chemicals just decided to travel out that way. But that was probably one of the spiciest pees I've ever had. I did drink a lot of water after that just to kind of make sure everything was flushed out. And it was only the first pee I had. So I don't know. After, like, the aftermath of it was not nearly as bad as just the full hour from eating the chip till when it finally kind of subsided for good. But yeah, interesting. It was an interesting thing to do, and it took me a few days before I actually sat down and edited the video. So I have a 15-minute version of the video, and then I have the unedited, I think it's like 35-minute version, both available on YouTube, youtube.com/inspireddisorder if you want to check those out. And I put some promos together. I really tried to promote it. Didn't really, I don't know. I haven't checked the numbers on it yet, but I have a feeling it might be something that might hit later. Just people searching the one chip challenge. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I would definitely do. It did suck. It sucked, but when it was over, and I kind of felt really amazing. The next day, I felt like this calm. It really kind of centered me in a lot of ways, which was really weird, and it was seriously like an appetite suppressant for like the next couple days as well. Which I can stand to lose some pounds. So that was a nice little side effect as well. But other than that, wasn't as damaging long term as I thought it might be. Other things happening is finally starting to cool down in the valley. Been able to open the doors and windows, in the morning at least, and in the evening. I woke up with a cold though midway through the week, so I'm dealing with that right now. Still stuffy, and like it had gotten into my lungs like at first, like just woke up and it just like plastered with snot everywhere. I've been waking up with like the most dry mouth ever. Horrible. So just kind of relaxing and trying to rest and recover from that. But Other than that, it's been good. Movie theaters opened up. I got an email from Regal saying they opened up and, like, this is how they're doing everything, and then almost immediately within the week, got an email saying that they're suspending business for the time being. So I don't know if Regal theaters will ever come back, which is the movie chain in the Valley, the biggest chain that's kind of in the Valley. And I love the Regal Unlimited. Paying $23 a month to see as many movies as I wanted to, and there's 3 different Regal theaters in the Valley. So depending on which theater gets what type of movie, no longer. But I think a lot of studios aren't releasing their movies anyway. A lot of them are just pushing back the release dates. So movie theaters just don't have any movies to show to bring people in. And I mean, the reality of the situation is I don't think we've hit the second wave of the pandemic yet. I think it's going to, because a lot of places are opening up. I know. And winter is just around the corner, so people are going to be indoors a lot more. I don't know, with comedy shows kind of been able to do outdoor stuff. They've been able to do some kind of workarounds to try and make things work. But once winter hits, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm hopeful that in November 3rd, that we'll get somebody in charge that actually gives a shit about people, or at least pretends to care about humans, as opposed to the worthless piece of shit that is currently in charge of the country, who thinks he's God's gift to everything, and is really playing up the religious angle, especially now that he's gotten his world-class treatment from Walter Reed. My hopes and dreams of him suffering endlessly until the day he dies is probably not going to be the reality of his existence. I'm sure it's just going to be just him failing up as always. But it is what it is, people. Survive, wear your mask. All you can do is just control what you can control, and that's just what you do. And obviously vote is important. Look into how you vote, when to vote, where to vote. I haven't voted yet. I'm supposed to be getting my mail-in ballot any day now. So as soon as that comes in, I'm going to take it to a drop-off box and do it that way, most likely. But yeah, wear your mask and vote. And make sure you vote for one of the 2 options. Don't go voting for some third party. Don't vote for Kanye West. Don't write in his name. Either vote for Trump if you think he's doing a good job, which it's amazing that people can dilute themselves so much to really convince themselves that he has done a good job, and then or go for a guy that is going to try. He's not necessarily as progressive as I'd like him. He's not as he's not the perfect candidate by any means, but at least he's somebody who values human life. Values life other than his own, which is at least a refreshing idea for somebody who's going to be in charge of the country. But yeah, make sure you go out and you vote and wear a mask. Take care of yourself. Make sure you support the show on Patreon, patreon.com/inspired disorder. You can binge the full week of the Ray Taylor Show ad-free, save a ton of money on the many faces, and download raw Photoshop files of all the Photoshops I do. It's only $3 a month to sign up. You get a bunch of benefits, so sign up now over at patreon.com/inspired disorder. Get yourself $25 in cell phone credit through Ting. Sign up through my link, inspireddisorder.com/Ting. Get yourself some amazing cell phone service at low rates. Starting off with, of course, the $25 credit when you sign up through my link, inspireddisorder.com/ting. It's a cell phone service that I use. I brought my iPhone over to it. I pay like $15 a month because I'm not using any data. I'm not using any minutes because I'm working from home. And if you're working from home and you want to save tons of money on your cell phone service, I would recommend checking out Ting. Go through my link, inspireddisorder.com/ting, and get yourself $25 in credit that you can use to transfer your device, to buy a device, to pay for your monthly bill, whatever you want, $25 because I love you. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/Inspired Disorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com and follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!